Hello, everyone. This is Dan Gramza, and welcome to dangramza.com Market Studies for Monday, September 29th. Well, we had some fundamental data that came out. The PCE, as we talked about in the advanced video, structurally, I call this a neutral zone trade, as we went over in the advanced video. So what am I looking for? I do look for follow through to the upside, but this potentially could be a sideways market. The next three trading sessions are going to be important for this market, as well as a number of other markets too. The difference between the sell down to that buy level, just to give you a reference, is $1,950 a contract. The difference between the sell and this buy level, so from the buy level to that sell level, is $1,150. Again, just to give you a reference, over here in the NASDAQ market, dollar difference sell to buy level is $3,560 a contract. And from this buy level to that sell level, that's $4,200 a contract. I do look for follow through. The next 3 days are oh so important for that market. And the same thing holds true for the Dow. We need to see the right kind of follow through. The difference between the sell to buy level in that market is $2,200 a contract. Next 3 days, critical, but check out what's happening with the Russell. Again, we've gotten to what I call a non-symmetrical pullback. It does imply a move to the upside, and the next 3 days here, they're going to be important. You need to see certain behavior which implies follow through. Now, the difference between the sell level down to this previous buy level is $950 a contract. And from this buy to that sell level, it's $800 a contract. Let's move on and see about those currencies. Buyers coming in on the euro at the end of the week. Could it be moving higher, which means the dollar gets weaker? Yes. So be aware of that if you're on the short side for that market. Dollar difference sell to buy level $562.50. And in the Swissy, difference sell to buy level in that market is $862.50. Same thing holds true. We got a potential market that wants to go higher. Mr. Yen in the same boat. This is also a market that's trying to firm up. Dollar difference from this sell level down to that buy level is $2,000 a contract. If we look at the Aussie dollar, sell to buy level there in that market, $540 a contract. Be careful here again on the short side. A logical place for buyers to come back. British pound, different sell to buy level in that market is uh, $525 a contract right up here. Now, this sell level down to that buy level, which happened on Friday, that's $575 a contract as well. Let's move on and look at the Canadian dollar slowing down. Be sensitive to that if you're on the short side of the market. Bitcoin, difference sell to buy level in that market was $11,200 a contract. And it's a market that's also reaching levels that have found buyers before. Be sensitive to that in that market. 10-year notes, dollar difference there in that market, $375 a contract. It wants to go higher, which means yields would be going lower. In the bond market, this is 30-year bonds. Very interesting setup. That's $906.25 for that market. In fact, let's move on though. Let's take a look at gold. Gold's had some interesting movements, but right now it's a market that's catching its breath. It's going sideways. It's not leading the way anymore in that complex. So be sensitive to that as well. The bias is for a move to go higher. That's what we're seeing here in silver. It's leading the way in terms of volatility. Dollar difference sell to buy is $500 a contract in that market. Further movement that would be expected. And in copper, we have some fundamentals that could be driving this market. The bias is for a move to the upside. Be careful here on the short side for that market, the dollar difference buy to sell level. I want to point out if we're a seller here, it failed as the market traded higher. Dollar difference there in that market, $2,250 a contract. And this sell level down to that buy level was $750 a contract. Again, bias for a move to the upside. Crude oil cooling off a bit. I think fundamentally it would make sense if this market would back off. Next few days, I'm looking for a sideways move in that market and the dollar difference in our friend Mr. Crude between that sell to this buy level is $2,200 a contract. If we look at the nat gas market, well, first the dollar difference here, sell to buy level, just to give you that as a reference. That difference is $1,500 a contract. And right now, I think this market should back off. Fundamentally, I don't see any reason for it to stay up here. The sell to buy level in beans, $1,300 a contract. Sideways move is what I'm looking for over here in Mr. Corn. Dollar difference sell to buy level is $50 a contract. I do look for further movement down. Fundamentally, I just don't see what would support a rally. And in our friend Mr. Wheat, dollar difference here, $350 a contract, and dollar difference here is $250 a contract. I do look for further movement to the downside. Broader picture, it's in a neutral zone trade. Well, those are my thoughts for today. Thank you for joining me. Look forward to being with you again. And as always, take care.